guys, how's it going? Well, this time I got a video that's going to be a little bit of change from the norm. All the videos I've done in the past have always been to show you guys some pointers or some ways to modify the consoles that you own and love. But this video, it's a requested one. I've had a YouTuber who's asked me on a few occasions now to do a video on fitting a mod chip into a PlayStation 2. Now, the thing I really need to point out with this is, well, basically don't do this mod. Whatever you do, yeah, this is a modification that I can't recommend enough that you just give it a miss. Don't do this mod. So you're probably thinking, well, why do it? The idea here is I'm gonna do the mod, and if anything, I want to show you what's involved. So hopefully it'll actually scare you off doing it. It's all sounding a bit terrible, I know. But look, the reason why I say don't do this particular modification is, yes, having your PS2 modified is really handy, because then you can play your imports. If you've got some rare valuables, then you can make backups if that's what you're into doing. So there is certainly merit in doing it. The problem is that the odds of getting this wrong are just really, really high, because the solder points inside these machines they're so tiny it's ridiculous. They're really this mod is really for someone that's very, very experienced, and at the time of making this video, there's still guys out there who are selling the mod chips for these and are fitting them. And if you've got a PS2 and you're thinking, oh, one day it might be nice to have it modded, while it's still around, while it's still doing it, go and pay one of these guys to do it. Really, really worthwhile. Not me. I'm going to be honest, I absolutely hate modifying these. I don't know whether I'm just getting a little bit old or what, but the size of the points in these just really bothers me. I hate doing it. But it was a request, and like I say, yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm going to get this one right. So what we've got is, we've got a PS2 Slim. This one is pretty old, pretty tired. It does still work okay, but it's had kind of a hard life. You've got the model number just up on the back here, so this is an SDPH-7702. If you were going to do this, please don't do it, but if you were going to do it, what you need to do is do a little bit of Googling, or hopefully your mod chip comes with instructions, but if it doesn't, do a bit of Googling. There's heaps of websites that have diagrams on where the solder points are. There's just so many different revisions of these machines, it's crazy, and each one has different solder points. So again, take this as a very loose, hopefully going to scare you off sort of guide. What we're going to be fitting is a Modbo 4 mod chip. These are reasonably common and quite cheap. So yeah, not a bad choice, and they work well. So the other, to do this mod, you're going to need obviously your PS2, be it Slim or one of the original models. You're going to need your mod chip. There's a Modbo 4 like this, there's a Modbo 760s. Oh look, there's heaps of mod chips, and when you're shopping for mod chips, they actually usually list what models are compatible with, and you do need to be aware that not all chips are compatible with all models, so be careful of that. You're going to need your soldering iron, some solder, and the other thing you're going to need is some Kynar wire. Now, every other mod I've ever done, I've always used this cable here, which is 0.2mm cable. Kynar wire is like 0.00 something. It's just not that you can really see too well probably, but it's actually looking at the camera there, it looks like they're almost the same, but they're not. I can assure you that this wire is very, very tiny. It's pretty much, you want to get the smallest you possibly can. So, and the other thing that's going against me is it's quite late here, and it's been a long week. I'm tired. I'm not confident, so guys, I don't know if we're going to get through this one, but it's alright. I've come prepared. Don't worry though, I'm dealing with my addiction quite well, only in case of emergency. So, alright, need a Phillips screwdriver just to get the screws out of it. So on the back, I've already popped the covers off, but there's half a dozen screws that you just need to remove. And yeah, we'll get into it. So, we'll race along and undo our screws. Okay, so first up, I've got the ModChip. I've just basically stuck it to the board, and we're going to start off by attaching our 3.3 volt wire and our ground wire. Now, the ground wire and the 3.3 volt wire are the only wires where I'm going to use the 0.2 millimeter cable. From what I've read and from past experience, having slightly larger cables for those is a good idea. So, next to X12 here, and just by the way, you're currently zoomed in as much as any of the mod videos I do, so if anything looks tiny, that's kind of the point. But right next to the X12, there is a little wee dot there. So I see a bit of solder to that. And the other point we're going to use is just basically on one of the legs here, this USB port. I'm just going to add a bit of solder to that. So I'm just going to attach my 3.3 volt wire, just like that, and then I'll attach the ground wire. And with the wires for these, you want to try and keep them as short as possible. Alright, so these boards have got a bit of lacquer on them, and what you need to do before you really get into it is you need to very carefully just scrape a little bit of that away, okay, just to make it just a little bit easier. So, where are we going to be soldering? Now, this is what I was telling you. These points down here, that's the size of the points we're going to be soldering to, so here goes nothing. So I'm just going to use a razor blade and just give it a very gentle sort of a scrape over them, just to get a bit of that lacquer off. Because the tracks are so small, it's very easy to get too carried away. Alright, so we'll get some Kynar wire ready. Now, when you're doing your Kynar wire, look at where your solder point is, look at where your ModChip is, and basically trim the wire accordingly. You want to keep the wires, because there's quite a lot of them, as short as possible. Now guys, what I'm probably going to do with this video is some of this is going to play in fast forward a bit, just to dart over it, because there's heaps of wires and it's just going to take forever to try and show you every single point, and odds are you probably won't have the same model PlayStation as me anyway, so if I skim over it a bit, yeah, you understand. Alright. So, looking at a little mess of wires here, we're almost halfway, maybe. So, time for some refreshment. Hopefully it doesn't make my hand shake too much. Beautiful. Cheers, guys. Alright, back into it. Okay, so as you can see, there's quite a lot involved. So next bit is the scary part, and that's putting it back together, which of course is easy, but yeah, then testing it. So I'll quickly bang it back together, and well, now's your opportunity. If you want to place a bet as to whether this is actually going to work or not, place your bet now. Alright, we'll get this back together. Okay guys, moment of truth. Alright, so man, I hope this has worked. Alright, so what I've done is I've got the PlayStation 2 that we've just finished modding there. That's my regular PlayStation there. So I've disconnected that, just sort of sat this on top of the Mega Drive here, and just going to test it temporarily. So TV's on, and since this machine is a PAL machine, we're going to start with a PAL game, just to make sure it still works. So put that in. Alright, here goes nothing. Okay, fantastic. So it's booted that game up. Alright, so just turn this back off for a sec. And you probably would have noticed that the PlayStation logos, although I'm not sure if I was quite getting focus there, had the matrix chip coming up, so that's actually a really good sign that the mod chip is at least picking up. But now, does it do its job? I'm actually really, really happy that it's going. Actually, just a quick moment for a shout out here. Ryan over at his channel's Sailorheman, he hooked me up with, I don't actually have time to really show them all, but he hooked me up with just a ton of PlayStation 2 games. So Ryan, thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate them. And guys, if you haven't checked out his channel, go and check it out. At the moment he's, it looks like he's selling off the odd thing to try and raise a bit of funds for the complete Japanese Mega Drive collection that he's working on. And I'll tell you what, man, I can't believe how fast he's getting that together. But anyway, so this one here, if you can see, a little bit of focus maybe, not quite. Somewhere around there. Anyway, so this is the NTSC version, or so it's an American import. There you go, you can see it there. Cool. You see there's our Matrix logo that comes up. And I have no idea what that noise just was. Things that happen in the wee hours of the morning, huh? Oh, look at that. Fantastic. Alright guys, so as you can see, it's all working now. As I was saying earlier, I mean this mod, I mean like I say, I really suggest, you know, don't do it. And I know that there's going to be guys out there who says, you know, say, oh look, I've done hundreds of those that are really easy, but unless you're experienced with soldering, honestly guys, you're going to find this mod hard. And really, as I was saying in the beginning of the video, if you want to get it done and you know, now or in the future, there's a lot of modders out there, you know, professional businesses and that are actually offering this service, and I'd strongly suggest you go to them unless you're really experienced with your soldering, because the points are just so tiny. I mean, having said that, you know, if you want to have a go at it, kind iron wire is important. Sand the points just ever so lightly, as you've seen, and really take your time. I mean, I can't remember what time I started this, but a fair amount of time has passed. And guys, I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna go to bed. But yeah, look, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that for anyone that's been wondering about what's actually involved in fitting a mod chip into the PS2, I you know, it's given you a bit of an idea. If you're going to have a go at it, Google's going to be your friend for finding the wiring diagrams. If you get stuck though, feel free to let me know. I'll do what I can to give you a hand. And yeah guys, comments, you know, feel free to drop a line and say what you thought. And well, yeah, as always, we'll see you again real soon, huh? See you guys.